Hey everybody, it's Scott. I wanted to send a video your way, just some things that are on my heart. And I'm in Memphis, Missouri. I am at the church that my mom is secretary in the First Presbyterian Church in Memphis, and I've been doing a lot of singing here and singing in town. So I feel like I'm on a little singing residency while I am also taking care of my mom who's recovering from surgery. She's recovering really, really well. And so yeah, it's been a really great time. So I just wanted to send a video your way while I'm here in the church office because I'm helping my mom out. So it's been a really fun time of um, feeling all the feels of what it means to like be a little bit more of a servant for some other folks, whether that's the happy of it, the annoyance of it, the wanting to go back home or the wanting to stay, the comfort of being here in this beautiful town. So I've been feeling through all of it, and it's been great. And yeah, this might become a really good tradition for me to come back during the holidays and spend time, help out a little more at home, and then do some music singing things, be a part of the Christmas cantata that happens every year here, sing at the services over the holidays. So it's really gotten me back in touch with like, oh, my voice is very important. And so, um, yeah, even my singing is really blossoms in this church. And so it's kind of my gig and it's kind of my performance space, and I'm happy with that. So people ask me, where do you sing? I say, I sing at my parents' church in Memphis, Missouri. It's probably been my most consistent place to sing for the last, oh my gosh, 3, 4 years. So I love it. So I'm usually down here at least 4 or 5 times a year, and I sing in church and I sing solos. And now I'm part of a choir, and um, yeah, so I'll be singing in some other concerts and maybe a benefit and Christmas Eve service. So, um, but yeah, so being a servant has its ups and downs, has its positives. You really do have to humble yourself when you just sort of like realize that you're in a privileged space. You have this privilege to be able to serve someone else, um, and also a community. There are often frustrations that you have to deal with and the feelings you have to feel. So, but I'm having a great time. I'm having a great time down here, and I'm so glad that I did this. So glad to be closer to family um, this time of year, Christmas, Thanksgiving, holidays. Um, Sometimes you don't like it when people go through pain or go through change, but I'm really thankful that I have a flexibility in what I do for work, and I get to work from home. I get to, um, stay in contact with my clients over the web and over email, do work for them. I may not be like always the richest person in the world. I'm not at all. So, and sometimes I struggle financially, sometimes are good, sometimes are a struggle, but I have the freedom and flexibility to come down here and spend time with family and spend time in a community and still do my work. And I think that shows me that there's a currency that is pretty priceless. And so that may be something I want to hold on to for as long as I can. So I am onto something, and money will come, whatever. And I hope that other people who kind of do self-employed things, we all know that there's a struggle in self-employment. We have to pay for our own benefits. We have to pay for health insurance. We have to pay for our own dental or whatever we want to do that. And no one gives it to us as an employer. It's just, we have to take care of it. We have to manage the cost. We have to, the upside is that sometimes we get to deduct some expenses, but even when we deduct expenses and we show that we had only a net profit of this, if we want to like buy a car or get loans or things like that, a lot of times loan makers and financiers will only see our profit and say, well, your profit was, you're only claiming $23,000 of profit income. But I say, but I brought in like $50,000 for an example. And if I were in a job and I brought in that $50,000, you would just see that. So but all these other things and the things that I have to pay for to get to my job, the gas to get to my job, the time at home, all those other expenses to get to my job that they won't even look at. They just see these things. And so self-employed people, you should know that there is a little bit of a trade-off and a struggle if they're not making a ton of money that they can offset. And then taxes are very tough for self-employed folks too. I have never had a refund since being self-employed. And even when I don't make a lot of profit and fall under those like guidelines for taxation or things like that with like my net, you still have to pay your own Social Security and Medicare tax. So you'll always be paying. So, unless you have a home and you can deduct interest, you're always going to be paying taxes. You're always going to be buying your own insurance. You're always going to be managing those costs. You're always going to be buying your own software, your own computers, your own office space, your own office equipment. So we pay a lot to have this opportunity to be independent. So, but I am so very thankful that by me doing this, I have the opportunity to come down here in a beautiful community, to be around family, to just be able to be in this space with them, and to be a caretaker, and to be a servant, and also just some moral support, and also to share my voice. So there are gifts in this lifestyle. And so those are the things that keep me going. And so, but I do want to encourage everybody out there. This is probably the message, not necessarily the message I wanted to bring about. I've had some other ideas, but as I speak, I want to encourage everybody out there to really start shifting your mindset about folks who are self-employed. I get things on like my social media feed about, if I get one more person who wants to sell me something, one of my friends who wants to sell me something, I'm just going to throw my hands up and delete them or unfriend them, or what are they trying to sell me now? Things like that. So what if you changed your mindset to just say, okay, this is what that person is offering. This is what they bring to the world. This is what they're offering to the world, and it may sound like they're trying to get me to buy something or whatever. However, we think nothing of it when we see advertisements on television, in our mailboxes that are overrun. I mean, look at all the political ads we get in the mail. We think nothing of it when we go to a large big box chain and we just buy something there that's cheap and whatever, and we don't realize who we're benefiting really. Are we benefiting someone we love? Are we benefiting or helping someone we care about, or a circle of friends who really does need that income to live, to pay their bills, to pay their grocery bills, to pay their insurance, to have a home to live in? So we go to the big box chains, we pretty much, the people at the top already have that, and it's almost just a given that we will not criticize them and just go there, but we'll criticize our friends who have struck out to be in their own business and to actually try to serve the world through their passion, their gifts, through what they can offer. So what if you changed your mindset? So I'm not telling you what to do, but what if you changed your mindset and said, this is the gift that they want to give to the world? And, and really looked at that, looked at the spending habits and just said, oh yeah, well, this is what they do. This is just like they are their own store. They are their own offering. They are sharing their gift. They're sharing their offerings with the world. Because a lot of us do feel that we see our self-employment in our eyes of ourself, and we are living our mission. So me, I do web design and some health and coaching fitness things. So, we take things personally. This is our personal thing because we see the bottom line and it affects just us. Someone at the top of a CEO of a corporation will see a bottom line and they will make changes, but they're going home to their family. Their rent's already paid. their insurance is already paid for. All those expenses are covered, and even if their business fails, usually they will get some sort of kickback anyway. We don't get any of that. So, so yeah, what if we changed our mindset? And eventually I've seen some statistics that by, 10, 15 years from now, half of the United States is going to be self-employed. We're seeing how jobs are going away in certain industries and sectors, that many of us are going to be self-employed, whether that's in consulting or selling products or being 1099 employees of corporations or companies. We're going to be self-employed, 50% of us eventually. So, yeah, and also, like, what would happen if we just changed our mindset and thought our currency is an opportunity for us to actually decide if we're going to support, a consumer economy that eats everything away, or a love economy that helps sustain us, that's rooted in truth, that's rooted in our values, that's rooted in love. So I will go to my health coach for my supplements because I know that she relies on that income. So she gets 30% of whatever I purchase. And that helps her and her family and helps pay her rent or helps pay her for food or bills. And so I'll do that instead of buying something the same price or less at a big box store and just think nothing of it. So what if we really changed our mindset and started really projecting our love into our dollars? That could change the whole world, or if we decided to, allow someone, we would fund an artist so that they could make creative, wonderful art so that they could live their life, be free, take care of their family. Or we could spend all of our gifts in a local farmers market, spend our money there so that we support growers so that they can grow their crops. And so instead of going into a store where, vegetables and lettuce, for example, is shipped across hundreds and hundreds of miles and to get to our table. So there's a statistic out there about local food and local economy that when you spend money locally, that more of that money stays in your local community than if you were to buy it in a big box store that's a national chain. So we can reinvest in our communities. We could reinvest in our friends. We could make our friends more profitable by reinvesting in them. And then your friends would be better friends because they're not so stressed out about money, and then they could actually help be of a better friend for you and morally support you, and they could go out to dinner with you instead of saying, sorry, it's been a really tough financially and I can't afford to do that, or I can't spend the gas right now to do that. So yeah, what if that happened? What if we could actually support our friends in their work if we were interested in the product that they had or a service they had that we could really use, or we could help spread the word, and then we could all be better friends for each other because we're not so financially strapped. So, or also what if we really were honest and saying, I'm really just looking for advice from you. I don't have the money to purchase your product, but could I get some advice from you? And understand what that means for that person. So it's just in my profession. I was a massage therapist too, and people wanted free massages, or they would want free service, or they want free advice, or things like that. I'm willing to give an email of things with advice and things, and sometimes I'm willing to give more. But I have had to have conversations with people about, a poor friend of yours is not a very good friend of yours, and this is my livelihood. So I can do a website for you, but here's what it does cost me, and it is more affordable than going to a larger corporation to get a website done. But I'm a better friend for you if I'm also able to eat and I'm also able to pay my bills. So think of that when you're thinking of another person too, who's your friend and has their own small business. So, and think of those opportunities. My small business helps me come down here and care for my family when they need that. So, and that's priceless to me. So, yeah, so I just challenge you and change your mindset. Think about those things We're heading towards the holidays. I know you're inundated with all sorts of things on social media and in the mail and advertisements, but um, be a little gentler with your friends. Be a little gentler with your the folks you care about. We all do have businesses, and we love what we do, and we're not trying to like just grab your money, but we are trying to share and show you the opportunities that we can give. And so, um, why not be part of that? Why not, if you're interested in that, why not be part of that, helping support a friend, helping support someone you love or care about, rather than shutting them out or shutting it down automatically, saying they just want my money. The big buck stores, they really do just want your money. Just telling you that how it is. Um, so we would appreciate that, and a lot of times we'll just give that money back to the community. If we have profit, we'll give it back. So um, think of that. So just challenging your mindset for the holidays. So, but I hope you all have wonderful holidays, however you celebrate, and that you have opportunities to be free and to be a servant for someone else, and to feel through that just like I've been feeling through it. And yeah, hope your Thanksgiving was great. Hope your upcoming holidays are wonderful, and have a great day. Bye bye.